I'm Sisonke from the Centre for Stories.
I'm Veenhuyzen, a food journalist based here in Boorloo, Perth, Western Australia.
And we are about to do some food stories looking at Max's wonderful history with Northbridge. So we're sitting here eating Subway cookies because one of your first jobs was working at Subway.
Yeah, for about a year, my Saturday night was midnight till 5 a.m. Paramount here would close at 2 a.m. and they'd go straight across the road to Subway for some food. It was pretty lively. It was my way to meet a whole lot of different people outside my usual circles, but only since I've started writing about food and digging more into the research, you go, oh wow, that diversity's always been part of Northbridge's identity, and all these different groups, the Italian, the Vietnamese, have all come here and influenced not just I think the suburb, but I think the suburb's food scene, and then by extension the city's food scene. Of course, everyone knows about the Italian and the Asian influence in Northbridge, but newer arrivals also made their mark too, not least the broad African diaspora. We're here at Peasants Paradise on Brisbane Street, top of Northbridge, with my man Dwight Alexander, Zimbabwean born. He's the chef, he's the front of house, he's the HR manager here at Peasants Paradise. Wonderfully personal, modern African restaurant.
Yeah, so Peasants Paradise, I mean, it's definitely been about like understanding who you are and kind of digging deeper and getting familiar with your roots. It's been a bit of a journey, and then obviously, you know, digging into African cuisine in a different format. I always say, look, it's not traditional, it's traditional in the foundation. You know, and then the last year has really been digging into like my grandma's side, so the Cape Malay, you know, that African Indian influence. Curry, you know, dal, roti, acha, biryani, all of that stuff. But there's a connection there because that's the stuff I grew up with, and that's now what I'm starting to kind of understand of, you know, through my cooking journey. For me, and I say this to the African community that's starting to come through as well, is, you know, growing up, you grow up with what you know. You don't understand about the 54 countries, and you don't understand about the diversity. Yeah. So I always tell them, you know, again, when you're coming in, keep an open mind, because this is different. You know, it's not stuff that you grew up with.
So even for lots of the African community, the foods they're tasting in your restaurant, it will often be the first time. I
think there's just so much for us to learn if we're open-minded, and this idea of what quote-unquote African food can be. Yeah. So many stories, like so many stories, so many flavors that are both, like Dwight said, both familiar but also unfamiliar at the same time, which is super exciting.